So hello guys, Yogesh here. So I am going to explain you the web automation framework here. I am just putting my thoughts over here. So let me know if you have any questions on this. So basically first, initially I will just explain you the tools that I am going to use, tools and technologies. Selenium, Java, TestNG, Maven, Eclipse. Along with that, I'm going to use the Bitbucket as well as a SCM. That can be anything that you wish to use. It can be the Git or anything, not an issue. So Selenium basically it's used for the testing of the web, and it's a freeware, and it's used in the market widely. So it just interact with the browser and the actual Java code. Okay, that's about the Selenium. And about the Java I'm going to use as a coding language. Along with that, TestNG is there. TestNG framework, it's a kind of jar only. So it just makes the testing easy. Suppose if you want to execute the test case parallelly, so it will just, we can use some annotations from the TestNG, and we can execute the test case without the main method. So we have to, there are some attributes that can be used that are present in the TestNG. So it simply makes the testing easy. That's why I have selected the TestNG as well here. So and Maven is also there. So Maven is basically build tool. Alternate is Gradle. So we can use Gradle also here. And we are using the Eclipse here, which is IDE. Okay. So these are the basic tools that we need to develop the automation framework. So this is for the web. So if you want to proceed for the mobile testing, it includes iOS and Android. So we have to take a license of the any of the cloud testing platforms. For example, Source Lab, Lambda Test, or a browser stack. So it's depend on the requirement actually. If you want to do the real device testing, so it's present in the Source Lab. And if you choose the Lambda Test or browser test, it just provides the simulations, but it's again paid one. So it's again our requirement specific. So we have to choose. So this is about the tools that being used in the automation framework. Okay. So at a high level, I'm just going to explain you the architecture of the framework. Okay. So basically, just consider we have written the test case. So test case will interact with the some of the test data first. That is, you can see it here in the Excel test data Excel file. Along with that, it will interact with the libraries as well. Suppose there are some libraries that are required in the test, so that can be also attached. So we will take it as a Maven dependency. Okay, or any we can take it as a jar as well, not an issue. Okay, so in the main test automation framework, there will be the startup scripts and termination scripts. So that is being handled in our framework as well. Okay, and Selenium will interact with this test automation framework, and it will also interact with the browser. So it is just a mediator between the test script and the browser, test script and the browser. Okay, so if you want to automate the test case for the Firefox, Chrome, IE, or Edge, any browser, so we have to just make some minor changes, and we have to just run the script, and we can just make that configurable. So if you make the parameter as a Chrome, it will run on the Chrome. If you make a parameter as a Firefox, it will run on the Firefox. So it is configurable. Okay, so yeah, and for the reporting purpose, we are going to use the extend report. So that extend report I will going to show in the runtime. I have just developed one sample script. I will just show how our framework is going to display here, and just let me know if you have any questions here. So this is a skeleton of the framework. So just try to understand what I have made it here. Okay, so this is the src folder. Under there are multiple packages, but basically we are going to write our test case in the test suite. So I have written one sample test case here as a login test. So I'm using some annotations here of the test ng at the test. I'm using some annotations again, the data provider, and I'm going to execute this test case. At high level, I will simply execute this test case, and I will just show you the report. Just don't think about the insights now. I will just explain it later. Now this test is going to fail because there is some VPN issue at my end. Not a VPN issue, but this site is not allowed in India. That's why. So I have to make some arrangement and then I can execute the test case. Now you can see it's running the second test, iteration test. Now you can see it here, total test run 3 and failure 1. But you are seeing here only 2 test cases. I will tell the reason. In the data provider, I have passed some parameters. So it is considering that parameter as a single test case. Suppose I am passing multiple parameter. I will just open the class and I will just show you. I have passed 2 things here. Means this will be the 2 test cases, because it will execute the test case for this first parameter, then it will execute for the 2 parameter. Suppose if you have any requirement such in such a way, so we can use the data provider in such a way as well. So iterate the test case without writing any loops there at the test case level. Okay, so this is a 2 test cases here, this is a 1 test case. So in the output we got total 3 test cases, and out of that 1 is failure. So this is not a report actually. I will just show it here. You can see the test ng report. And this reports won't look good actually. You can see it the summary as well. 3 methods means 3 test cases, 1 failed, 2 pass. Okay, but this report is not looks good actually. So what we can do, what I have did actually here, I have implemented the extend report. So it will be the good one. I will just open that extend report here. You can see it here. You can match the time as well. You can see it. System time is 1632 and 1630. Okay. You can see it. Iteration test executed twice, so it's pass, and the third one is fail because of the UI issue. I will just open this in the browser so you will get a more clear idea here. You can see it here. Actually, I have not written any assertion verification there. That's why it's just showing pass failed. And the last one, you can see it. It's failed at some point. That's why it's just showing the failure stack trace. Okay. So this is the dashboard actually. The dashboard basically provides the how many test cases, how many steps are there, how much time taken, and the pass and fail graph. It also provides some environments, means kind of username, OS used, Java version, and hostname, means on which machine it is being executed previously. Okay, so there won't be any confusion later. So this is a bug. Suppose if you are getting an exception, that will be listed down here only. So it's easy to track down how many kind of exception we got during the execution of the whole test cases. Okay. So this is about the reporting. I think this is a most important part, because for the management, it's necessary to show the reports as well, because we can't rely on the local execution. We have to send the report to the management. Yeah. Now I will just go some in deep in this framework. Okay. So yeah. So I will just go again to the test case level. So just ignore this line. I've just written for some testing purpose. So this is the login page. Suppose in our application there are multiple pages. So there is new person come into your team and not able to understand the framework. Suppose what is this login page? So what happened? You have to ask to some teammate. Instead of that, what I have done here, you can see it here. When I have hovering mouse over the login page, it will just show the page screenshot. That is a benefit here. Suppose new persons came, there won't be any confusion. So he will understand the framework by his own. No need to help her or him. Okay. And we have used the page factory. So page factory model here and page object model as a design pattern. Okay, so I am going inside to this login page. I have defined the multiple various locators here. Suppose for text box email, text box password, button, and the error message. Any error message, any label, we can write it the XPath. And we have written some sync methods as well. Suppose sometimes the page takes time 10 seconds, sometimes 15 seconds. So our execution should not halt there. To avoid that, we are using this fluent wait concept in the automation. Okay. Uh, yeah. Okay. Then you can see it here in the application.properties. If you want to change the browser name, suppose there are some list of the browser that I have made in the base test case. Suppose if you want to execute the test case with the edge, simply copy this browser name and paste it in the application.property. So your test will run on that particular browser. So no need to configure anywhere. So just one configuration is needed. It's here only. And suppose in future the URL changes, you have to make the one change it here. No need to replace it anywhere apart from this. And also one more thing that I have not done it here, but it's in a later stage. So if the test case is failing and if you want that screenshot where the test case got failed, so in that case there will be the one more folder called img only, and in that image folder the image will be saved when the test case got failed at particular point, the failure point only. Okay, so again at high level, this is a common package where we put all the common activities. For example, prerequisite of the test case, post requisite of the test case. For example, login of the initialization of the Chrome browser or the login of the browser, login of the website. In the base test page, we are going to put the all the common things displaying on the page. For example, menu is displaying on the all the pages. So instead of writing menu on all the pages, we will just keep it in the base test page. Okay. Suppose there are some methods that is being supported. So that kind of common methods we can put it here. For example, now I am reading the data from the application.properties here. So I will just put this thing in the support method. In the core, actually, core things means it can be used in the any project. That is a core one. Now I find that data provider is used being across any project. That is no limit. So I have put it in the core one. And this thing also, that support method also can be put in the core things, but I think now it's not needed. We will think about it later in the discussion. This is the listeners. Listeners is basically used, it's the test engine part actually. Test engine listeners are here. So basically it's used for the report generation. And if you want to make some changes during the runtime, suppose if any button is not clickable and we have to wait before that click. So that kind of thing we have to, that kind of changes we have to do it in the listener. Now in the pages, suppose in the application there are 10 pages, so there will be the 10 classes here for each page because it's a basically page object model. And all the test cases being written in this class test suite. Okay, and one more clarification. Suppose if you want to divide the test case based on the smoke, sanity, or any other category, so we can give it as a label and we can configure it in the test engine. Suppose there are 10 test cases in the smoke and 10 in the sanity. And now it's a requirement to execute only smoke test cases. So you can simply create one test engine file here and you can execute only that 10 test cases. No need to execute all the 20 test cases. So that is a benefit of the label. So we can just make a group of that test cases for the easy understanding. So this is a now to understand these things. It's a Maven dependency. Then a screenshot. The page screenshot that I showed you earlier. That I have saved it here in the screenshot. In a server, I'm going to put every driver here to execute on the various browser. You can say this forgot these two folders, target and test output, is automatically get created here, so no need to worry. In the application property I have showed you, we can put the configurations if you want. And this is the maven file pom.xml where we put all the dependencies. So yeah, that is from my side. If you want to automate the things for the mobile, so we have to do some configuration at this driver initialization level, and it will execute the test case on that particular device as well. And suppose if you find there is a common things between the browser, web browser, and the mobile browser, or the web native browser, native application, so we can put that common things in the single page, and we can just extend that pages with the main page. So we don't have to, suppose there is single change in the locator in the development, so we have to make the changes at single place, not at every place. And by using this framework, we are going to avoid the redundant things. Suppose there is some change, we have to do the minimal efforts and then you need to proceed, because the maintenance of the framework is the worst part, because if we done in the wrong way. That is my observation is. So okay, that's it from my side. Just let me know the feedback, and I'm ready to accept the changes as well. So thank you.